Stop!
All right. Well, the people might be just checking in right now. Um, so cool. So what I'd like to do right now is introduce our newest student, Noah. I don't know, Noah, if you had the capacity to say hello or anything, or tell the if you're able to speak. But
Hi, Mike. How are you?
hey, Noah's a pretty interesting guy. Definitely, I think one of the youngest um, note investors that I've ever met. And Noah, why don't you tell us, give me a brief rundown of what you've been up to in your career.
Well, so far, I'm actually sitting in an airplane at the moment, but I'm a corporate pilot with the 91 Flight Department at here in Pontiac, Michigan. And that's where I met my buddy Jay Offen, and Jay Offen's who introduced me to you and got me into the note investing business.
Nice.
Um, and that's why I found you and your course, and I guess the rest is history. And I'm just trying to learn and grow myself and like what you say, live passively.
Well, that's cool. And it's good. I'm sure you travel all over the country, if not the world, right?
Right. Yeah, we go all over the country. Yeah, I've been all over the place this year. I've been in Telluride, Colorado. I've been in Vegas, Dallas. I've been all over the place. So it's been fun.
Yeah, well, you can do this business from anywhere, which is really cool.
Right.
Well, cool. Noah, good to have you with us. So I've got a few interesting things that I want to cover. I know that I just got off the phone with Amy a little while ago. Amy's got some exciting news. So, Amy, why don't you go ahead and fill us in on? We didn't get a chance to speak very much, but why don't you go ahead and fill us in on what you got going on?
Okay, well, I have a tape and I looked at it briefly, and since we got off the phone as well, I did a little more research because it looks like it's about 1,000, what was it, 1,100, 1,000 notes. But looks like they're first mortgages. So let me take a look at it um while I'm on the phone. The title is HVLS non-vacant 2025. So I looked up that HVLS
Mhm.
and it said HUD program that sells defaulted single family reverse mortgage loans through competitive auctions. So the and there's a FHA case number on one of the headings. So I guess this is a government tape.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's see. There
So,
are
yeah, go ahead.
there are 1147 notes on here.
Awesome. So, a couple of years back, we were introduced to a very similar tape. It was a HUD reverse mortgage package, and I was actually how was it now? I was introduced to the winning bidder. They had taken a tape like yours, 1,150 loans, and they cut it up. I think they cut it up into eight packages. And I was introduced to um, the winner of one of the eight packages. And I met the guy in New York, and he's like, "We won these things. What the heck do we do with them?" And it was his first. pool of loans, and I explained to him. I said, so with reverse mortgage notes, the only way that you can work these things is to foreclose and take the property, because when HUD ends up with these things, it means the borrower is deceased. And you can't get a deceased person to sign the deed in lieu. And so you're left to foreclose or do some type of negotiation with the heirs to expedite the foreclosure. But there's really no way around it. Now, I'm no expert in reverse mortgages, but I did call this guy back about a year after he purchased these things. And they were working through these things slowly, and probably did very well because of COVID and everything like that. But they are they are a, when you have to go through the foreclosure process, you're not going to have anybody fighting you, which is cool. Nobody's challenging your foreclosure because there's just no one there to do anything to fight it as far as the borrowers are concerned. But you don't know what you're getting into when you get into the properties. Now, you have to look at, so let's say you were able to buy 100 of these or 200 of these. That's 200 potential foreclosure attorneys, 200 potential foreclosures that need to be initiated, 200 loans that need to be put into servicing so that you can go through the foreclosure process and not have to do it yourself. It's pretty cut and dry, but you are going to definitely end up with the property. And as far as due diligence is concerned, in the very beginning, you're looking at the loan amount compared to the purchase price. And I can actually go ahead and pull up that HUD website. Let's take a look here. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Well, let me do a search here first. HUD. Bear with me 1 second here. I didn't know that they were reverse mortgages. So, Amy, while I'm looking, why don't you kind of give us a rundown on how you found this connection without giving away all your trade secrets on
Well,
how you made this connection, and why are you looking at 1,147 loans?
well, so there's no trade secret or anything. It's just that I met, real estate is a networking business, right? So I met this man in a exchange meeting, and I found out I really like the exchange meetings um because you can find all sorts of stuff there. Well, in this meeting, even stuff, right? They have, anything you could want to trade or whatnot, and notes and property. Um, so I've been attending that meeting for probably 2 years, maybe longer. Um, so this is a person from that meeting and has done lots of different things in real estate over the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years. And some of it is large funds. Um, and he even talked about, we have been on the phone a few times talking about maybe starting a fund. And that's something that you mentioned too, is at one point. So it kind of stuck with me. Now this guy has done all sorts of, or many funds, worked with people. He has some connections, that he works with, partners that um administer funds, and he knows the attorneys to work with, and people who will do the work, and and all sorts of, you know, fund related issues. So, I mean, that's been thrown out there too, because I think that if he had, I think we need to have 2 or 3 million um to get started, I guess. And so I told him, you know, my people are interested in non-performing seconds, period. That's what we're interested in. So for that non-performing seconds, I can find 20 to 40 million probably to buy
Mhm.
non-performing seconds. And so then he came up with this tape for me. And I just, you know, like I said, I glanced through it and I can tell that they're actually first mortgages.
And
Unless there's some seconds for 1.2 million.
well, reverse mortgage is completely different loan purchase process than an actual non-performing mortgage from a bank. Uh,
Yeah, and it didn't say anywhere. I'm, you know, just I'm just trying to figure this out because basically he said, "Here's the tape." And so, or he said, I want to share this spreadsheet with you. He didn't even call it a tape. So he doesn't know much about notes.
okay,
More like, you know, real property and I think commercial and funds.
got it. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Put you over here. Mhm. Do that one. Okay, cool. So this is the HUD website, and I was endorsement summary portfolio snapshot report. Okay, so let's take a look here. September Excel. Let's just do that. Let's see what this looks like. So the thing with working with the government, all this is public information, um, which is cool. And they really have to make sure that they are doing everything above board. And that's why they make all this information public. It's just like with, um, I don't know, I would have to say, like, with the banking insurance process of banks having to report to the FDIC, all that information is public knowledge. And it's a beautiful thing that it is because we can go in and look at any bank at any time to see what kind of non-performance they have inside their bank because the banks have to report all that public information. That's why I'm looking at these. I'm able to see these spreadsheets that HUD sells these packages out to investors, and it's a great way to really get an idea of what everybody's looking at. Okay, so let me move this over onto the screen. Let's see here. Don't know why it opened twice. There we go. Okay, so this looks just like the other one. So they give you the title page, and then they're going to give you an overview of what we're looking at. So these look like all of the winners. So this is really cool. These are the originating mortgagee sponsor. All Reverse Mortgage Inc., Advisors Mortgage Group. These are all reverse mortgage originators. And then let's see what kind of data they are giving us. Property County, Anchorage. Let's see what kind of data they're giving us here. Okay, so I'm not seeing any of the winners that I was able to find last time. But let's see what else we can get here. Housing, HUD, FHA. Yeah, I'm gonna have to poke around on this HUD website to actually, and the reason I'm putting you through this pain is there is a place on this website that will show you the previous winners of this tape, Amy, that you're looking at right now. If you go back to the website a year from now or 6 months from now, after these loans trade, I think they trade every quarter. April, May, June. Looks like monthly actually, and you can go back and find all the winning bidders and go to these hedge funds and speak to them directly and say, hey, do you have any of these things that are still left over? But you really have to be careful with the values and your purchase price. Now, I think these guys paid like 80 cents on the dollar for that trade that I was telling you about, which is pretty severe. But you will end up with the property after you go through the foreclosure process. So just be aware of that, Amy. And we'll take a look at these things tomorrow and figure out. I guess we'll do it offline. Did you hear back from them as far as um, connecting with them today?
No, I did not.
No. Okay. All righty. So are they giving you the borrower? Are they giving you the address?
They're giving me, hold on, let me look at it again. Oh, again, the title is HUD HVLS non-vacant 2025. That's the name of the document. So yeah, there's an address, city, state. So there's a case number, address, city, state, zip code, county, as of date. These are all as of Halloween of this year. And then a dispo price.
Say it again.
Dispo price. DISPO.
Disposition, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure. And then loan balance, UPV, BPO value, and then there's 3 comps for each address. And it gives the address of the comp, beds, bath, square feet, date, and the price that it was sold for. And there's 3 comps for each address.
And how far off is the BPO to the UPB?
So I'll look at the first couple here. Let's see. Okay, let's just take the first one. The BPO value is 150,000 and the UPB is 41,000. But it says loan balance is 90,000.
Hmm. So
So
there, I
I
believe,
wonder if the loan balance was the price that, I mean, the loan that was created for that, you know?
yeah. No, I don't. I have no idea how they look at these things.
Hmm.
Okay, so I typed in HZLS. Oh, HALS. No.
HV like Victor,
HV. Got it.
LS, yeah. HUD HVLS non-vacant.
Single family loan sales. Perfect. There you go. So let's see what that says here. Single family loan sales. The Office of Asset. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and bookmark this. HUD. And I can put that into done. Sales results. I actually remember the name of this company too. Puerto Rico. Hey. So look at this. You've got 2,500,000 in loan balance and the BPO value of these properties is 936,000. So that's way out of whack. Interesting. So here are the winning bidder. This is exactly what I was looking for. So you can get in touch with these people and see if they have anything that's still remaining that they'd like to get rid of. Bid percent of loan balance, okay? This is what this is what you're looking for. So they bought these things at 60 cents on the dollar. These are at 40 cents on the dollar. Depending on the quality. Home Preservation Partnership. I've seen them around before. Then they give you a breakdown of each one of how many loans in each pool.
It's just actually it's divided by states. So there's one spreadsheet for all of the loans, and then it goes into each state, and then they're just located there. So for example, first one I see is Michigan. There's 42 in Michigan.
Yep.
There's one in Vermont. There's 136 in New York. So it just goes on and on. Pennsylvania, there's 40. Iowa, there's 3.
Yeah, 42 in Michigan might be good for me.
Okay. Who was that?
Me, Noah.
Okay, no.
Yeah, I'm from Detroit, so
Okay, cool.
yeah. Mhm.
There you go.
Well, let's see. In Michigan, um, dispo price, loan balance, UPB in Michigan. Oh, they don't give a total for just Michigan, but there are 42. I can see by the entries.
So I guess the question is, first of all, um, to put me on the sheet so that we can get a look at these things. And then are we bidding in, I would assume they would be carving these things up into pools. Now, did he give you any idea on deadlines, commitments, anything?
No. No, it was just let's see. He's texting
Is there a bunch of
says
tabs at the bottom?
yeah, according to the state, yeah.
So the first tab would probably be an actual a breakdown of what is expected.
It just says main sheet and it goes right on with the list. So, it's just there's no instructions or guidance. Uh it's just a tape. Let me see if at the end there's all the states and then no, there's no additional page that gives any directions. So,
Nothing.
um, and I basically got it whatever yesterday, I think, and I just took a quick look at it and said, oh, looks like these are first mortgages. I mean, I just looked at the data. I didn't look at the title. Um, and then I said, or are they a mix of first and seconds? Because there are some lower balance ones as well, but some at the high end are 1.2 million. And there's not a lot of those, but there's a some. So, and I didn't hear back yet. So he's probably checking to find out a little bit more about it would be my guess.
Hmm. All right. So this sale took place in 2025. This was a sale October 16th that just took place. And let's just kind of see Get Sit Solutions. Get Sit Solutions used to be Condor Capital. Let's do a little Get Sit. GITSIT Solutions Condor. KONDAUR Capital. Get It Solutions. Get in touch, stay in touch. Get It Solutions, Condor Capital. Converted from Condor Capital in 2021. These guys sell loans, just so you know. They probably sell some of these loans if you're so inclined to get in touch with Get Sit Solutions. So these bidders are all approved. And this guy had been around a long time, the guy that I was talking to, and I don't see his name on the list, so he didn't participate in this one. What was the name of his company? Was it Safeguard? I think it is Safeguard. Let me look that up. Safeguard. Mike Smith. Yeah, Mike Smith. So I guess he did well with these loans because they're buying more. But if anybody wants to talk to this guy, Michael Smith, I have his contact info. Very interesting. So they bought some more notes. They bought 9 in New York, 8 in Tennessee, 5 in New Jersey, Connecticut, Michigan, 3 in Michigan. So let's see. That was Safeguard. Let's see what they ended up actually paying for these things, if they have that. Safeguard. HLVS 25. So, okay, so after listening to you, Amy, I would have to assume that the loans that you're looking at now were already, because this is HLVS. Do you have a dash number after the 2025?
Sometimes Zoom isn't so responsive. So, okay. After the 2025. No, it just says HUD HVLS non-vacant 2025. And that's
Non-vacant? What the heck does that mean?
non-vacant. So it must be, is it that the borrower has died, but there's still people living in the house that,
Oh,
were not on the mortgage, maybe?
could be family members.
Yeah.
Non-vacant. Yeah, safeguard. Look at that. I remembered.
Because I actually know a lady that is currently happening. She's got a reverse mortgage. Her daughter lives with her, and she's trying to figure out what to do with her home, which anyway, she gets 16,000 a month for the reverse mortgage, right?
Hmm.
And she's just trying to decide. I think she wants to sell it now finally. Um, so it'll be interesting. But if she died and her daughter was still living there, that would be a non-vacant reverse
I
mortgage,
I would agree.
I think.
I would agree, and now you have to go through an eviction process.
All right.
Um, percent of updated loan balance. What does that mean? Percent of updated loan balance. So they bought 17 million worth of UPB. Mm. And at the top of this thing, oh, here we go. Here's a breakdown. Safeguard. Updated loan balance. So here's the BPO value for Safeguard. 10 million, 6. I mean, that's the BPO. And the loan balance was and the unpaid. Okay, so the updated loan balance, we're talking about arrears, it looks like. Here's the unpaid principal balance. Here's what's owed. And here's what the house is worth. The houses are worth. They bought 46 loans and they paid bid percent of BPO. So they got their loans. See, 80 cents. That's what I was thinking. That's not a good deal. I mean, that's not a good deal at all. He's
No, especially if you think, what does the property look like? Are they being maintained? Because, um, you know, some of the properties I see around here that older people live in, they're tear downs.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, so let's go back to the states that he bought in. Safeguard. Nobody wants notes in New York. Nobody wants notes in New Jersey except for Jay. Connecticut's
Right.
horrible. I see one in Minnesota. I see a lot of onesies. I got two in Georgia. Georgia, you have to be licensed to buy a mortgage in Georgia. Oh yeah, three in Michigan. So yeah, these things are all over the place. When I talk to him, last. I'm like, I don't know if you're going to do too well on these things. I don't know what kind of whose money he's using. But they are a government funded this safeguard. Over the years, Safeguard has provided assistance and guidance to thousands of consumers with a focus on integrity, education, and quality. Um,
So did he get a grant maybe? Like
maybe. I don't
government
know
grant
whose money
or
they're
something?
using.
Yeah.
Um, but I can tell you that is not a good deal, buying these things at 80 cents on the dollar. So there's all these government programs out here. So you can see that Gets It. They're the ones that used to be Condor. They've been in this business a long time. And they bought it 53 cents. No, they bought it 60 cents on the dollar. They're almost the cheapest ones in here, except for Seattle Bank's a little bit cheaper. And this guy, Mike Smith, is almost the highest. These people, Armitage, paid 80 cents on the dollar. But I'd want to hang with these guys. So yeah, I'm gonna be saving this. I can send these links out to you guys. So this was the most recent one. So 2025-1 is this pool that all these guys bought from. Here's Get Sit Solutions pool. Oh, they bought a big pool. They bought 721 loans. Maybe that's why they got them so cheap because they got all these garbage loans. I don't know. Are these? I don't know. You could do a lot of research here and figure out who's buying what. But yeah, you should get in touch with this Get Sit and get on their list of being a potential buyer. We used to see some good deals come out of Condor because the way the brokers were, they had, I don't know, 15 or 20 brokers, and each broker was given, I don't know, a certain number of loans, let's just say 20 or 30 loans. And they had to meet a criteria to get a bonus. Now, I don't know in what stages these, I didn't see the internals, but I just knew that they had to hit a bonus. And so we used to, when I say we, it was Kevin Cordell and I from Madison Management. We would sit down together and review all these tapes that Condor sent out, and he didn't mind buying first mortgages. Condor only bought firsts and only sold firsts. They never messed with seconds. So we used to sit down together and just go through these, and he'd say, I think I'm going to offer 20 cents on the dollar for this one and 20 cents on the dollar for this one. And this was in the beginning of the month. And so he would put these offers in at 20 and 22 cents, made it look like it was strategic, but it was just, throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. And he would get a call at the end of the month where this person needed to meet their quota to get a bonus. And Kevin said, "My offer is good. My offer stands. I will buy that loan at 22 cents." So they would call Kevin up and said, "You're good at 22 cents," just so that they can get to the next tier of their commission, of their bonus, as long as they could get that approved. And we bought many loans that way. And I helped him work these loans. This is way before he had a servicing company. And that's how we used to screw with people that were brokering notes. That was fun. But there's a lot of research right in this data that HUD gives us right here. By talking to these people that we know they bought these things at 60 cents on a dollar. You give them 75 cents on a dollar and they'll take it. So, well, good stuff, Amy. I appreciate that. Keep me posted on when you get some more data.
Will do.
Does anybody have any questions about this?
Yeah, I'll have to do a little more research to understand that.
Yep. Yeah, reverse mortgages are their own animal. You can't get a reverse mortgage until you're 65 years old. And basically, you're drawing out equity of your house every month. And then when you die, you die. And the government gets your house, just like this. And then they bid these off to the highest bidder. And then it's on the investors that won the bid to do with these properties what they can to take them legally. And so there's that. But this research right here, this page right here, is very informative because you can play with these three percentages to see, like here on this one, Springboard CDFI, whoever that company is. Let's Google that. You can see that they paid 74% of the BPO price. Here's the BPO is 37.7 million. And they paid 74% of that, which is about 24 million. And then I guess the government doesn't really care about what the unpaid principal balance is or anything. It's just they're strictly going by the bid percentage of BPO is the purchase price. There's a ton of information here. Sit down and go through it and figure out all these people. I don't know how that guy Mike Smith came across my name, but he bought me a nice lunch in Manhattan so that he could pick my brain, which was pretty cool. Well, good. Thanks for that, Amy. I appreciate that. That's really cool. The next thing I wanted to go over was so I know 2 weeks ago I covered a little bit of my new community that is my school community, my retirement cash flow community. And it has some really cool features. If you haven't joined yet, please go to school.com and do a search for retirement cash flow. You can just go right into Discover Communities. This is school.com/discovery. And then just type in here retirement cash flow. And there it is. You can just go ahead and join. Um, the idea behind this, I mean, there's all kinds of technical reasons why I joined this. Instead of using a WordPress website, which was a disaster, really. So now I have my own community. It's called Retirement Cash Flow. And I put in all the training. So you can go to Classroom and then go to Fast Track Premium. There's all of the recordings. Noah, have you gone to this yet? Are you using this?
Yeah, I've been going through the fast track. I've been watching the videos.
You're doing it from this school platform.
Yeah. I was on Truly Passive, and then when you switched over, I started watching them on the.
Oh,
on
good.
the
Perfect. Yeah, sweet. So, what was my point here with this whole thing? So, you can go through and do a Discover Communities and just type in, I don't know, you're going to come up with all kinds of stuff. So this club is 75 bucks a month. This one's 120. This one's 1,000 bucks a month. This one's in Spanish. Um, this one's free. I belong to this wholesale real estate. I just started poking through here and going for the looking through these things, and I found this guy. I actually found this flip flop flipper guy from Jack Krupe. Now, Jack is a good friend of ours, and he did a podcast with this guy because they're both in Puerto Rico, taking advantage of some of the government programs that are in Puerto Rico. And so I found this guy's free website and I joined it. Let me show you what it looks like when I log out. Log out. And then when you actually go and find his come on now. So this is what it looks like when I'm not in my in a paid membership. I found his about page and I saw that he has this free website which is 1,100 roughly members. And then he has a paid website which is called the Apex Group. And this is what the Apex Group looks like. Do a search and then search for Apex. And here's his Apex Group. And this is what it looks like by going in. You get to see the about page. You get a 7-day free trial. And then he's got 6 videos here. And so I joined. I'm like, what the heck? Let me join this. It's cheap. And so I joined. I started making some posts. Let me log in now with my my other account. And I started putting posts in here about, I don't know, I probably could go and actually just look at all of the posts that I've made. And he's got this leaderboard thing, which is really cool. So as you get people to like your content, you move up in rank as far as so I have another 120 195 more likes to get up to level 6. Big deal. Whatever that means. I'm not in here to get levels or anything. I started posting about notes. I started posting about retirement accounts. And this guy, Robert Krager, who is the owner of this website, and his son, McKenna, contacted me. They're like, hey, let's schedule a call. You've got some pretty interesting stuff going on. So, long story short, he contacted me and we had a couple of nice conversations. And he goes, I have 2 non-performing notes. I've got $1.68 million non-performing first and a 670,000 non-performing second. Now I got the notes right in my hands here. Could you help me sell these? And I'm like, hell yeah. So whatever that adds up to 2.5 plus all the arrears, 5 years worth of arrears. Now, these commercial mortgages, when a commercial mortgage goes into default, you can't do this on a residential, but when a commercial goes into default, you can up the interest rate the day of whatever the paperwork says. After 90 days, we have the right to foreclose, and any time period after default, the interest rate is going to go to 12% or 15% or 18% or whatever. And so this guy's owed a lot of money. And he says, I don't want to foreclose on these guys because they were my partners. And so why don't you or one of your people buy these notes from me? And I said, listen, it's going to have to be at a discount because if we take these to foreclosure and somebody comes in and bids $1 over the amount of, or $100 over the amount of these loans, well, then we can't get the property. Someone else is going to take the property. So what's in it for us? We have to get these at a discount. He says, I totally understand that. So right now, for the $99 that I paid to join this group, I'm selling $2.5 million worth of non-performing paper, and who knows how many other people in this group have notes to sell. So my point is, if you want to do some deals, you got to go out and talk to people. You got to let people know that, hey, I'm somebody that can help you out. And all I did was offer assistance. So the first thing I said to him was, have I know that you don't want to foreclose on these guys because they were your ex-partners. Have you offered a deed in lieu? And he's like, what's that? And so that was door number one. And then he said, I don't think they would go for that. I said, well, just so you know, the person that ends up buying these loans from you is going to push for a deed in lieu as well, because now you're holding the hammer. You, if you foreclose on these guys, they're going to have foreclosure on their record. This company, the company that they own, they're going to have a lawsuit against them, and nobody's going to want to do business with them in the future because who wants to partner up with a couple of deadbeats that are not paying their real estate mortgage? So I'll show you the property here. Okay, so this is the island of Puerto Rico for people that haven't been there. It's a tiny little island. You can drive across, you can go from San Juan to where we go, Rincon, in about 3 hours, 2.5 hours, which is really beautiful island. This property is located about as far south and west as you can go. Uh, that's the resort. Now, that's the resort prior to Hurricane Maria. This really is maybe a $5 million piece of real estate. And let me zoom in. I'll show you how nasty it is. So it goes from here to here. It's all of this beachfront right here. No, this building, that pool, mosquito pool, and all of this stuff, and all of this beachfront in Puerto Rico. So the play is to get the property. The play is not to take this to foreclosure. Now, you could go in as a separate entity and get paid for the note and then continue to bid against someone else if that's your idea of taking this property for possession. I would love to see. I would love to have 10% ownership in this thing or something like that, or have you guys, get together and buy this thing or something. But this is because I was willing to spend $100 and join, or I think I paid $79 to join this group because he upped the price by $20 or something. So you guys got to get out there and lift up the rocks and start communicating with people if you want to do stuff like this. I mean, I don't know how much $2 million package. I don't know. I could probably get paid $80,000 just to broker this thing out. I've already got a buyer who's interested. We're going to review this thing over the weekend together on Zoom and just dig into this whole project. So it's a $1.68 million first and a $670,000 second. If I can get these things sold, I'm getting paid. I'll get paid by both. I'll get paid by this guy Robert, who's the seller, and I'll get paid by my buyer, who is one of my former students. So that's my message for this evening. Go out and join groups. Let people know that, hey, I'm in the note business. Even if you're just starting out, if you would have gotten this guy's ear, um, I would think that if you got this guy's ear, he would have shared these notes with you, and then just bring them to me if you're new to the business, or if you're unsure, or let's just work this thing together, even if you know what you're doing. So that's my message for this evening. I love this school platform. I'm like hooked on it because it there's no problems logging in. It's fast. I can switch from the Apex group to his free group. I mean, it's fast. Like boom, you're there. And then all of these other available communities. These are all the groups that I've joined so far. So there's a Note Investor University. There's Deal Pro Community. Um, so there's this wholesale real estate. This guy's a really cool guy. This guy real estate wholesaling. He's doing virtual wholesaling. And he invited me into his group because I met him through Apex and he saw how cool the school community is. So he went and got himself one because he's an educator and he wrote a couple of books. Um, and so he invited me in as kind of a mentor to help him with self-directed IRAs because that's my favorite thing. One of my favorite things that I like to show people. So, if you want to make money in this business, you can't do it while you're quiet. Does anybody have any questions about this? Just go ahead and unmute.
Hey, Mike,
Hey, Tom.
how are you guys
Want to buy
doing
a couple
tonight?
of notes?
I'm sorry.
You want to buy a couple of notes?
Sure.
Here you go.
No, I have not spent a lot of time on school yet. I gotta really just kind of sit down and learn it and play around with it a little more and get to know it. But it looks like a pretty healthy platform.
It's so simple. It's brilliant. It's so simple because all of the communities are identical. The only thing that I can change and add to is these categories up on top here. General. So this guy has general discussion, joint venture deals, introductions, and how to. Now, like I said, he's had this group for about maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks, something like that. And you got the members side, and I don't know, man. It's just so simple and smooth. These categories you can't touch. You can only add and subtract your admins and members. I go to settings. I can grab. So I joined November 21st. So I've been in here 2 weeks. Um, I don't know. I just this group, this school community is growing like ridiculous. This cost me 99 bucks a month to have this. I don't know how much I paid for my WordPress website, but I have an app. Everybody has an app on their phone because all these groups are the same. If I wanted to do an app on my WordPress website, it would cost me thousands to design it and to maintain it on a monthly basis. This is just we all blew 4 years working on my website, but what are you gonna do? This is exactly what I wanted for myself, and these guys came up with it as well. Once you have your own community, then you can get involved in the school games. And here in the school games, you have to have your own community, and then they invite you in. So, so this is what people are doing.
How many of the groups are real estate related or paper or
Like I
paper
said,
related?
this school community is literally only like 2 years old. And I mean, look at this. This monthly recurring revenue, that's what MRR means.
Mm-hmm.
340,000 a month this guy's taken in. So I can actually go and look at the $1 billion cycle and see, okay, so it's 500 bucks a month. He's got 5,700 members at 500 bucks a month. I mean, he's got 18 admins just working on this website.
Now
Uh,
you're talking.
what's that?
Now you're talking.
Uh,
Man.
is
Sounds
that
good to
just
me.
like mind blowing or what?
Yeah.
So this is like kind of more, can you say it's like more effective than Facebook groups? Or it's just one more
Well, that's the
venue?
problem. So when I
It's
first
making people scatterbrained, man. There's so many different
exactly.
places to go.
I mean, that's why I wanted to build out my truly passive website because when Julie and Jimmy and I were working, we were using Thinkific for the education. Then we had a Facebook group, which nobody went to, myself included, for a community. And that's when I decided I wanted to make my own school. You know, these guys made exactly what I was after. I started my group 4 years ago in July of 2020, and I got the idea from Walter Wofford. He was using Mighty Networks, and
Right.
he had a network and he had education. And I'm like, I want that too. So what I did was I typed in Mighty Mighty Networks versus just VS.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can see Mighty Networks versus School, Mighty Networks versus Thinkific, Mighty Networks versus Buddy Boss is what I came up with because Mighty Networks versus Buddy Boss, the versatility of Buddy Boss was what got me going. I had no idea that it would run slow. The more the more plugins I added, the slower it ran. Very difficult for me to get members to join. It was very cumbersome for logins because there were so many attackers trying to get into this type of website. Now, with these guys, with school, I can join any community and just start and just be that guy. Like in the flip flopper community, here's 11, what is it, 1,100 people, and I'm at the top of the leaderboard. Like I'm blowing these other guys away. I'm at the top. So why do I spend so much time in here? These guys don't care if I steal their free members. They don't even care if I steal the Apex guys either. They're like, Mike, you do whatever you want. The amount of content that you put into this thing, it doesn't matter. So in this one and in some of these other communities, I'm in there to steal people. And let's see, where I'm trying to think where I did some posting the other day. Deal Pro. I started posting about um, retirement accounts for investing. Here you go. And so I stole this guy. He's like, that's truly wonderful. I sent him a private message and I invited him and he joined. So there's this interactive between community. Um, so my message, my notifications are from all different groups. Um, so here's my buddy Charles Blair. I post in his website. Here's McKenna, the son of Robert, uh, with the note. Who's giving me the note? I get all the notifications from all the different groups that I belong to, all in one place. These are all the different groups that I belong to. I don't know what is that, and I'm going to join a lot more. And if a post is good enough to post in one group, I'll post it in all the groups just for recognition for people to say, who the heck is this guy? What groups? So then I can actually click on this guy's name and I can see what other groups he's in. How do I do that now? Um, it's fascinating. It is. Oh, memberships in common, just one. So he doesn't belong to any other groups. Um, so let's look at her. I don't know. So she's in 10 groups. I'm in this group. I like this don't buy real estate. I actually see now that's a good idea. I actually have the domain don'tbuyhouses.com. So I'm going to sell that domain to this group. What am I? I'm an investor. So they ask you questions to keep out the bots, which is cool.
Hmm.
And school has a so now that my membership's pending, when an admin gets onto the website tomorrow, it'll say you have 3 new people that want to join your group, and I'll go in there and start posting. Don't buy real estate, buy notes. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing, folks. Get in there and have fun with it. Um, I'm loving it. I'm just blown away by it. There's not many things that I usually get blown away by. And I tried to get Walter Wofford to participate because he's just about done with his Mighty Networks website because nobody goes on it.
Oh, okay.
And he even told me, I called him up when I discovered this school thing about 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, Walter, man, you got to check this out. He's like, Mike, I'm just about to take that behind the barn and shoot it in the head
Oh boy.
because, he's paying $100 a month but nobody participates. I think, it's like you said, there's so many
Yeah,
distractions. There's so many places to go and so many things to do.
it is. And if you're not like a prolific poster where you're posting and creating new content regularly, if not daily, if not more than once a day,
Yep.
then people get bored. They forget who you are. And the next guy who's willing to do that kind of moves in your space, so to speak,
Yeah, and
and
that's what's cool
grabs
about
their
that
attention.
leaderboard thing.
Yeah.
Um, and I test out a lot of my content in this flip-flop flipper real estate thing to
Mhm.
see who is liking it and what they like about it.
Mhm.
and that's why I'm over here. It's fun. All right, folks. Any other questions? Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
When are you coming to Rahway next week?
Yeah, I'm going to Pete Fortunato's paper course. He's doing it this weekend in Tampa. And then as soon as it's over, I get on a plane in Tampa and fly to Newark.
Oh, perfect.
So late Sunday night. Yeah.
All right, let's stay in touch.
Yeah, we will.
Cool. Anything else, folks? All right. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. I appreciate everybody being on. I think we have Christmas coming up, right? Jewel, I don't
20
know.
days to Christmas. Yeah, it's coming up.
Let me take a look at my calendar here. So, and that's another thing about this website. It's got a, oh, that's the wrong community. Look at how fast this thing is. Wow. So yes, there is another fast track meeting on the 19th. And then I may cancel this January 2nd because I don't think anybody's going to be in the mood to be doing this. Um, so we'll see you December 19th.
Okay.
Okay, folks, have a great one.
Have a good night, Mike.
Night, everyone.
Thank you all.
Night.
Thank you.
Cheers. Never know how to end this thing here.